Okay, so what's up? I'm back. In this particular video, I'm speaking on a topic, or the topic, of light codes. What are light codes and how to use them, how to transmute them, how to adapt or download, step into the energy of light codes. How to do that, okay? Light codes. And listen, I'm going to do my best, okay, my sheer best to break down light codes and from my perspective and from the meanings that I get. Light codes are no more than messages for me. Knowledge, consciousness. That's what light codes are. Light codes are, they float around, you know. Some people have more access to certain like coded information. Certain people have access to, certain levels of information and consciousness that they're able to tap into depending on who they are, because like we're all a collective, but there are different beings, there are different entities, there are different representations that come along in this package of who we are. Okay, there's always something else going on at a higher conscious level, vibrating at a higher energetic level than just we are in our physical bodies and our physical forms. Even when we come outside of our physical bodies and our physical forms into the universe, into the dark matter, there are always different levels of consciousness that can be reached into. At this point, I have told myself that I kind of feel like all of us here in this thing, well, not all of us, but quite a bit of us, we are in a school to level up on our consciousness from the place that we are at. Like, we were on a certain vibration, and vibration that brought us here. And then we have the teachers and the light bringers and the beings now that have came in and said, no, something has to go. Something has to change, because as a collective, everybody is like, no, something is wrong. We want more. Like, we need to know more now. So whoever the beings are that had to incarnate here to teach these people, you know who you are, because you don't feel like you're from here. You cannot fit in to this blah. It's like listening to conversations of people and listening to them talk about basic stuff is absolutely draining and sickening to you, because you know that there's more. Yeah, then you know that you are a being that's come here to teach, that's come here to help change things, or just come here and you just don't, this is not, you know what I'm saying? Like, you here to drop a new level of consciousness, Unless you're just more on the destructive side. You're the being that's the entities that's here on the more destructive side. However the case may be, let's trickle on down. Because a lot of people, though, that are here of the collective that's ready to say, hey, I'm ready to graduate to another level. In this school, this institution, light codes become available to you because you're open to doing so. You asked. You have proven yourself to the point of, listen, this is what I want, and you're ready. So how does a light code show up? It can, like, in different ways, guys. It depends on what are you like. Do you pick up information? Do you pick up your intuition, like intuitive hits? Do you follow your intuition like on a emotional level to where you can feel things? You can feel, this is how you're in tune with people, and this is how you're in tune with the world, because you feel them, okay? Are you mental? Do you think things? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you more of, like, you pick up things and your intuition plays out in a more mental way, like, in a more, okay, you know what? I'm thinking these thoughts. And all of a sudden, like, I'm coming across these different thoughts, and I'm having access to this information I didn't know I had access to. Are you like a visionary to where you can see things? You can see beyond what is given, and because you can see beyond what is given, you're able to have access to things like pictures, visions that have light codes in them. Okay, are you a synchronizer? Like you follow synchronizations. Like it can be very physical. Like, okay, well, you know what? This is happening. Now this is happening. Now I see this bird and I'm seeing this spider and I'm seeing this image of a snake, whatever. What is it telling me? Because there's information in everything. There's light codes in everything. Light codes is consciousness. Light codes is information. Okay. There are different ways to access those light codes and those information. How? How? Like, I just say those ways, but what I mean more of is there's ways to like take in that information. Like some people lay down at night and they get up the next morning and boom. They're like, oh my God. Like, 1 and 1 is 2. And I'm all of a sudden seeing it. Because I didn't get this at first. Like how all of a sudden, like I'm all of a sudden seeing or understanding something that I didn't know before. It's like all of a sudden you become awake to something. Or you know something that you have no idea that you really know. You didn't even read a book. And even if you did go and you try to seek out physical information, because that's another way to access light codes, because for instance, you go and you're seeking out something and you come across this bit of information, and then later on you come across that bit of information, where you come across some different things that you're learning about that links up together that you would not have, that naturally or normally would not have necessarily linked up together. It just kind of happened that way. And it's now you got the bigger picture or something, right? Boom. You got people that purpose. Now, the hardest type of way to access light codes are the people who are just unconscious and unaware, because they will see these things. They will know what they're seeing. They will have their intuition. They will, all of these things, but they're so locked into a certain downloaded pattern that they already have. They're so locked into a certain vision or the way that they access the world. They don't want to really wake up. They're so locked into what they taught. They don't really know even how to just begin to wake up. They can hear truth. They can see things, but then they're like, they'll still play into the paradigm of this physical world. Even to the point, guys, this is very, when they start talking about psychosis and stuff like this is where psychosis pops in. Even to the point that they will deny. Because see, don't let me get talking to in a religious point of where, when Jesus was going around and he was helping wake up the people, and there was many other teachers, by the way. But he was helping waking up the people, and he was trying to tell them, and then they was like seeing the truth and knowing the truth, but they denied that. You know how Judas knew the truth, knew all, like everything that, like what Jesus was even teaching people and what his plans was and the moves that he was making. And then he went to lie to the people and betray that, because why? It's more powerful for him to keep the information and keep the rest of the people asleep, which is we gonna start seeing that happen in the world. I started seeing this thing to where they're talking about to educate blacks or indigenous people. What they're gonna do is they're gonna start changing a lot of stuff around. They're gonna, even math, they're gonna start teaching math in a way to where it's like, okay, no, 1 + 1 don't equal 2. It equals something like 3, or it equals like 9. It equals what you want it to equal. I find that to be insane, because to me, it's like, okay, so what is it that you're trying to hide, or you don't want us to access, or you don't want us to level up at, where you're going to try and do your trigonology to try to get us to revert back? Like, no. Teach us something real. Like, teach us how to get out here and farm and crop and be able to provide food and produce something for ourselves. Okay, teach the children how to build businesses at a young age, right? Put them out there and actually have them involved in what that looks like. Teach them, encourage their creative the creative aspects of themselves as well. You know what I'm saying? How do we make other currencies? Teach them how to interact with each other in a more in a way to where they're original and they can be themselves, and we're not trying to brainwash them or indoctrinate them. But that's another video, because listen, I got some stuff coming for that. Okay, but I had to listen, when it's coming to me, I don't play. I'm gonna let it come. And everybody that knows me knows, like, I'm not big on religion, but my whole thing is all of that. Listen, things that we need is at the time that we need it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't go and I don't try to crap on that. The whole reason what I was talking about Judas for is because I'm saying, like, there's always going to be something that throws some type of monkey wrench in the advancement of the people. And you got to look out and you got to ask yourself, like, who's being your Judas? Are you being your own Judas? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you deceiving yourself? Because I kind of feel like this. If Jesus is out and Jesus is telling the truth and Judas is trying to betray him and lie to the people, he deceiving the people. He deceiving the people for what? Power, control, his own selfish gain. Anyhow. But light-coded information or light codes is about decoding our existence, and it can be done. It's about decoding the mysteries of life. It's about decoding our spirituality. It's about decoding our soul purpose. It's about whatever fog we fell into, like whatever level of unconsciousness we fell into when we fell here or we came here, whatever you want to look at it like. We got to learn. We got to open up our eyes. We got to open up our spiritual eyes, however you want to put it, and we have to see past this. Whatever fog we landed in, we got to get out of that. We got to get out of that, and we cannot get out of it, guys. Think about this. Think about how long you went to school. Think about how long you educated yourself. Think about how long you upheld certain levels of just influential people that done you wrong or you can't trust them. Think about that. Think about how long we've done that, and think about now. How are we going to come out of that? How are we going to come out of that? It comes with us learning, using these and light codes. And the reason why I say that is because of the simple fact that you can't leave it to the hands of the people that's trying to deceive you to give you real information, and especially not when that information is within. It's like now I'm looking at them turn everything backwards to confuse us. It's like even more confusion on top of confusion on top of confusion. Light codes help you on a very intuitive level. It helps us because you got to know, like, we're getting to a point to where we got to know how to make moves, and you got to know that you know within yourself, you know what I'm saying, how to make those moves. And you have to realize that you're not your storyline. Okay? You're not your storyline. Your storyline, it's just, okay, think about a reality show. Think about a reality show and think about how, in order to really be relevant in the reality show, you have to have a storyline. And we over here, we thinking like it's real. Oh, it's real. This is a reality show. Yet, up until a certain point, it's real. But then when you start realizing that you have to develop a storyline, then now you can start playing with the truth a little bit. You know, now you can start pretending you and your husband is about to get a divorce, or you're into some movement that like to help the people. You're a struggling actress. Whatever your storyline is, you got to come up with one. One is given to you, or you got to represent that, right? That's what we do here in the Matrix. I did a video, guys, before where I said, I don't think that we can really leave the Matrix. I think the Matrix is the Matrix. Like, the Matrix is the physical makeup of the world. When I say I don't think we can really leave it, I'm talking about physically. I feel like we upgrade the Matrix some type of way. And that ain't for everybody to understand. So, because it's not, I'm going to do the lingo. I don't fit in with people. But the lingo is, you got to leave the Matrix. I really do feel like We need to come up, because see, this is where we lose people when we're saying you got to leave the matrix, because really, every now and then people slip back into like they emotions, they angers, they fears, the type of food that's not beneficial, certain belief systems, everything that they're saying that they're leaving the matrix about. You know, I feel like the upgrading of the matrix is so much better for the simple fact that it gives people a chance to say, to make that choice to say, okay, so where can I open up a little bit here and there to upgrade myself? It's not like you just have to say, I'm about to purge everything all at once. Okay. Because to do that would be to eliminate yourself from everything that does connect you to your physicality. You know, to do that is to remove yourself from everything. I'm talking about sexual behaviors. I'm talking about food. Do you know that we're not even supposed to be eating food like we do, like every day, and the types of foods that we eat? I'm talking about these images, wearing clothes even to a certain point. You get what I'm saying? If you still going around here like believing different institutions just for the sake of it, because they say is this or is that, whether they're wrong or they're right, you still in the matrix. So what about upgrading the matrix, you know, with putting out different information, you know, giving people access to different resources? How about that? You know, but my point is that we need the collective consciousness to do this. The light codes holds that information that maybe some other people out there do have access to, the ones that keep the power, the ones that keep the control, but they don't want to give us access to. You know, you don't have to go outside to find the access. You just got to be open to the fact that you are this energy portal. You're the energy portal. You can tap into, you have access to everything. What you give into to make this collective what it is what it becomes. Okay. Simple as that. You have access to this higher knowledge and this higher consciousness. It's like what you're going to open up to, what you're going to allow in. And see, a lot of people, they not really about that life. You know, that I've learned to keep my mouth shut on some stuff, because it's like people will have you there at the front lines talking that talk, you know, doing those moving, making those steps, doing that work, but then they're nowhere to be found. Mm-hmm. So now more than ever, it's definitely about getting with other people that are like, you know what, listen, let's do this thing. Like, how can we form alliances to crack the codes? This ain't just the only video I'm going to do about this. This is going to be continuous talk, guys. Continuous talk from me. Because sometimes, hey, people don't get it right at first. They don't. But light codes is like that. You know, it's light. It's light. It's information. It's consciousness. It's the key. I look at it as the key to access information. And it's not always, sometimes it's information, like I'm not even going to go like too far out there. Like I could be very practical, y'all. It could be to access, to give you the keys to access information that's right there online for you to find out, or through other people, through getting with different groups of people or whatever. It's there for you to access, to definitely get this knowledge, you know, to equip yourself on another level, so that, and you don't go back from, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be there. Okay. All right. So this has been my video on light codes. I'm sorry I threw in a couple rants here and there, but hey, I wouldn't be me if I didn't do that. Okay. So I'll be back, because I'll be talking more about light codes and different topics of that nature. So see you when